Hi, so recently I traveled to Istanbul for work. It's also my first time here, so I've been really looking forward to this trip. So, this is what I did on my 48 hours of layover in Istanbul. I got inspired and wanted to create this painting because Istanbul is just too beautiful and I really want to visit this country again. I started off with a single layer wash, a pink undertone this time. First stop, Basilica Cistern. This used to be a water reservoir and this underground cistern gives out really mystical aura. I really loved the marble columns and how the water was reflecting off these turquoise and orangey hues. I think it's such a beautiful color combination. However, I didn't manage to add elements of Basilica Cistern into this painting. The most subtle hint would be the yellow in the skies and a pillar arch, but that's not even a close representation to how beautiful this place is. I read about this place recently and it turns out that Medusa's head was placed here to protect the structure. Well, since her history instilled the fear in her enemies. I wish I've known this sooner because I totally did not realize that Medusa's head was there. This picture isn't mine, but it looks something like this. Pretty interesting. Next up, I visited the Blue Mosque and Hagia Sophia. Well, I didn't enter the Blue Mosque because it was a Sunday and I wasn't appropriately dressed and it was really crowded. I decided to make Hagia Sophia as the main subject for this painting because I find it so unique, as it was initially built as a church and became a mosque for about 500 years now. Okay, there's just so much gouache layering going on here for this Hagia Sophia part. I was dying to speed up the whole ugly process in real life. I really need to learn how to trust the process. But one thing that I love about gouache would be the ability to retouch. It's a combination of acrylic and watercolor, so it gives me a good control to add as many layers as I like until a desired outcome. I personally prefer using watercolor when it comes to painting portraits and figures. I find it pretty challenging for me to blend skin tones using gouache, which I definitely need to experiment more on that. I didn't like how I painted the bushes over here, so I'm just going to repaint the whole portion again with gouache this time. So, like every tourist would do in Turkey, we visited another bazaar, and here comes number 3, the Egyptian Bazaar. Unfortunately, it was a Sunday and the Grand Bazaar was closed, so we went to the Egyptian Bazaar, also known as the Spice Bazaar. Over here, you can find antiques, vintage furnitures, all kinds of spices, souvenirs, everything that you want. And what intrigued the most was this technicolor of lanterns that were hanging from the ceilings. And of course, I just needed to add these Turkish mosaic lamps. No, I did not buy, but the only thing that I brought back home was a bookmark and a coaster. On the other hand, my colleagues were raving over these handmade perfumes and traditional Turkish jewelries. Also, in Istanbul, I noticed how these colorful mosaics are everywhere, and I think it would be a perfect fit to add them all over this painting. So I came up with a mosaic design myself, nothing too fancy though. It's not Turkey if there isn't cats. So, number 4, cats. Here's a compilation of all the cats that I've met in 48 hours. Alright, so we are done with this Istanbul painting, and here is the final outcome. Well, I didn't include all of the places that I visited here. The other ones I've explored was the Salt Bay restaurant. To be honest, I'm not a fan of beef, nor am I good at commenting or ranking foods. I think everything that I ate in my life is all good, so I'll just say that this beef is good too. I only had 2 days to explore Istanbul, and there's so much more that I've yet to discover. I do want to experience going to a Turkish bath someday. So this sums up what I did during my 48 hours of layover in Istanbul. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this art travel vlog. I might be doing Paris next, so stay tuned. Please take care wherever you are, and I'll see you soon.